Hi, in this video we'll delve into Al-Ghazali's view on rifah, gnosis. If you enjoy this video, please like and share, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You can also help me out monetarily through PayPal or Patreon or Super Thanks, and please consider joining this channel's membership, but no pressure to do that.
Since resigning from his academic profession until his death, Al-Ghazali lived a very simple life as a Sufi, spending his time reading and writing. During this period, he explored various aspects of Sufism, metaphysics, and moral orders. Al-Ghazali aimed to base his Sufi thoughts on Sunni teachings, demonstrating that the life of a Muslim in devotion to God can only be perfectly achieved by following the Sufi path. Al-Ghazali formulates the Sufi path in a practical and detailed manner, as outlined in his great work, Ihya Ulumuddin. In his discussion, Al-Ghazali advises that those who embark on the Sufi path should begin with knowledge, faith, and good and correct deeds. The soul must be cleansed of impurities that could corrupt it. The final stage is to fill this purified soul with things that lead to salvation. Al-Ghazali also elaborates on maqamat, stations, that a Sufi must pass through to draw closer to God. According to him, these stations in order consist of repentance, patience, poverty, asceticism, trust in God, love, rifah or gnosis, and contentment. Al-Ghazali defines rifah linguistically as knowledge that does not admit doubt. In this context, he viewed Sufism as al-ilmul yaqin, knowledge of certainty, which is the unveiling of something clear, leaving no room for doubt, error, or confusion in the heart. In Ihya, Al-Ghazali explains that rifah is the knowledge of God's secrets and his rules concerning all that exists.
Al-Ghazali, like other Sufis, regards ma'rifah as the ultimate goal that humans should achieve, representing the highest perfection in which true happiness resides. For a Sufi, the means to ma'rifah is the heart, not emotions or reason.
According to him, the heart is not a part of the body located on the left side of a person's chest, but rather latifat rabbaniyat ruhaniyat, a divine spiritual subtlety, representing the true reality of human beings. According to Al-Ghazali, the heart is like a mirror, and knowledge is the reflection of reality within it. If the mirror of the heart is not clear, it cannot reflect the realities of knowledge clearly. He believes that what makes the mirror of the heart unclear is the bodily desires. Conversely, obedience to God and distancing oneself from the demands of these desires is what makes the heart clean and radiant. According to Al-Ghazali, true ma'rifah is obtained through divine inspiration. This kind of divine inspiration is knowledge granted directly by God to certain individuals without the need for observation, reasoning, or learning processes. Such ma'rifah is acquired through the light, nur, that God bestows upon those he chooses. This light is the key to much of the knowledge. Thus, it is clear that, according to Al-Ghazali, true ma'rifah is attained through divine inspiration or through the divine light within the heart, enabling one to witness presence of God and apprehend his manifestations in all his creations. Attaining ma'rifah is a continuous process. The more a Sufi gains ma'rifah from God, the deeper their understanding of God's secrets and the closer they become to God. However, fully achieving ma'rifah of God is impossible because humans are finite, whereas God is infinite. Only a pure heart can receive light from God. The primary condition for achieving this purity is to cleanse oneself from sins and reprehensible behavior, and to purify the heart from everything other than God. The key to this purity is engaging the heart fully in the remembrance of God, dhikr. with the ultimate goal being complete annihilation, fana, in God. The impact of this is al-mukashafa, unveiling, and al-mushahada, witnessing, allowing the heart to perceive the spiritual realm or the world of spirits and to benefit from it. This state then progresses further to an indescribable level, eventually leading one to a state of extreme closeness to God. Some might interpret this as hulul, indwelling, ittihad, union, or wusul, arrival, but all such interpretations are mere illusions. Those who experience it can only say that the state cannot be described in words. The secret and essence contained within Ma'rifah is Tawhid, oneness of God. It is Tawhid that generates contentment, rida, submission, and sincerity. At the point when one truly senses the oneness of God within the cosmos and within oneself, the meanings of tawakkul, trust in God, and Tawhid merge. This leads to a state of complete surrender to God and liberation from absolute dependence on anything other than God.
Al-Ghazali emphasizes that a sign of growing Tawhid in the heart is the emergence of tawakkul, trust in God, which is surrendering all affairs solely to God. He divides tawakkul into 3 levels.
Firstly, it is like entrusting all affairs to God as if someone were delegating to a representative who acts on his behalf. Secondly, it involves entrusting all affairs to God akin to a small baby's complete surrender to his mother. The baby recognizes and relies on his mother for everything, often receiving what he needs without even asking. Thirdly, it is surrendering all movements and stillness to God, resembling the way a corpse lies before the one who washes it. The person at this level sees himself as already dead, with God as the mover. According to Al-Ghazali, how can someone claim to believe in the oneness of God if they still believe in powers other than God's? With true Tawhid in the heart, Al-Ghazali explains, there arises an awareness that nothing is actively working except God. When this awareness of Tawhid strengthens, a person fears and hopes only in God, not in anything else. He criticizes those who hope for plants to grow from rain, expect rain to come from clouds, or rely on the movement of a ship on the wind. Al-Ghazali describes these as forms of associating partners with God, shirk, within Tawhid, and as manifestations of ignorance about the nature of things as they are. Al-Ghazali firmly believes that Tawhid is the foundation of all doctrines and teachings in Sufism. Furthermore, one must also understand the Sharia, rational sciences, and faith. The stage of action involves directly experiencing these concepts and steps. Thus, knowledge and action become a unified whole. Therefore, for Al-Ghazali, Sufism is not just a means to satisfy the inner self, but also a means to unveil knowledge. Knowledge gained through Ma'rifah is considered more convincing than knowledge acquired through reason alone. Thus, Sufism must be a synthesis of knowledge and action. According to Al-Ghazali, every form of knowledge is delightful, and the pinnacle of this delight is the knowledge of God. For him, the delight of Ma'rifah surpasses all other types of delight. A person who has attained Ma'rifah does not call out to God with Ya Allah or Ya Rabb, because calling God in this manner suggests that God is distant, behind a veil, just as someone sitting close in the presence of her friend does not call out to him. In other words, someone who feels that God is distant continues to call out to him.
Conversely, someone who feels the presence of God very near to him whispers to God in silence and tranquility. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.